You know, I love anime because it asks questions that I never knew I wanted the answer to in the first place. Like, can you be a ninja without using any stealth techniques? What if getting blackout drunk after work actually had a positive effect on somebody's life? And in this case, is it gay to date a woman? Hello, and welcome back to Binging Last Season, where this week we're taking it easy because last week I spent 5 minutes on a short that got 5,000 views and 3 days on a full-length video that got 500 views. The anime we're talking about today is Gokon ni Itara Onaga Inakata Hanashi, or literally, I went to a mixer, there were no women there story, so I understand why they renamed it to How I Attended an All-Guys Mixer. It's the story of 3 college-age dudes who went to a mixer only to find 3 other extremely hot dudes, but it turns out the hot dudes aren't actually dudes, they're women dressed as dudes. It's not gay. If you think it's gay, you deserve all the bad things that happen to you, and I'll touch on that in a second, but for now let's talk about the characters. The 3 dudes fall into 3 archetypes: the dense one, the desperate one, and the dog. As for the 3 not dudes, we have the naive one, the apathetic pervert, and the one with unbelievable aura. And in order to give you an idea of what this show is like, I'm gonna explain their relationship dynamics a little bit as the season goes on. The not dude with infinite riz is after the dense one, which is unfortunate for her, because as strong as she comes on, she and the other not dudes work at a drag king bar, a place where women can go to get hit on by other women dressed as dudes. So this dense motherfucker is just sat there going, she is really good at her job. But this pair mostly exists as the glue holding the group together. They are the perspective through which we watch their more interesting counterparts. The apathetic pervert is paired with the dog, and when I say dog, I mean golden retriever. This guy is just a bundle of stupid energy, and these 2 characters stand head and shoulders above the rest of the cast, and that is not me insulting the rest of the cast. That is me saying that these 2 characters are fantastic. Any scene that Dogman Asagi is in is just improved immediately, and pairing him with this dry and yet perverted sort of standoffish apathetic woman, it's not gay. Their contrasting dynamic makes for some of the best skits in the entire show, and it also makes for the most genuinely romantic relationship. A show like this is going to be about the ships between the 3 couples, but this is the only couple that really felt genuinely drawn to each other very naturally from the first moment that they started hanging out together. And then you've got the desperate one and the naive one, and look, I actually hated watching the desperate one at the start, at first, because I was just watching, I was like, I can't deal with this. It's so cringe at first. But as I watched it, I started to put the pieces together that this is the only guy that's at any point wondering oh my god, am I gay because I'm into this cross-dressing woman? He's the only one that's saying all these stupid and cringe things, and he's meant to be cringed at, and bad things happen to him, and he deserves them. He deserves them because he's the only one with this mixed sort of mental dynamic, the one that's desperately going after this woman that he just met, and he's just, she's the love of my life. He deserves everything that happens because he's desperate. And that sort of desperation shouldn't be portrayed as a good thing and shouldn't have good things happen to him just for the sake of having a happier story. It should be difficult for him to deal with this situation, and he should have to deal with the ramifications, and he actually does. So the difficult moments that he had actually started to really grow on me, even though I found them off-putting at first. And while the audience may get sick of him being wishy-washy, and he's honestly sick of himself at times, the show leaves enough space to say that he can be redeemed. He can sort of come at this in a better light with a better angle if he just gets over how fucking dumb he's being. And with those relationship dynamics as a driving force for the plot, this show tells a fantastic story that is absolutely carried by the voice acting performances across the board. This is easily the best voice acting that I've seen in any anime in a long time. And look, maybe that might be because it's the most standout aspect, but you do notice it. You notice the little things and the little subtle moments in the performances that really make you go oh shit, like that's really good. And I don't have that moment often when I'm watching anime. And they make the most of their theme, from the genuinely romantic moments between two dudes, although one of them's not a dude, it's not gay, just to be clear, to the romantic moments that are spun off as comedy, to the moments that are just plain hysterical. I was cracking up at the scene in the zoo where you just see these three dudes that we're supposedly in the shoes of, that there are sort of guiding perspective as like these goofy ass dudes in the background, and in the foreground are these three like K-pop level supermodels that everybody is staring at, and you're sitting there going, those are chicks. And for the record, I was not in the mood for this. I wasn't in the mood to watch this type of show. I wanted to watch something like fantasy, because I will fucking die if I don't mainline trash into my veins on a regular basis. But by the end of episode 12, our boys are glad they attended an all-guys mixer, and I'm glad I watched them do it. I'm ecstatic. You could even call me gay. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty funny anime with solid stories, solid characters, and standout voice acting performances. I even enjoyed the outro. I watched it a couple times, so make sure you don't skip it if you give this a watch. So that's it for this week. Next week, I kind of want to do a video on Arifureta to get my fix, but I also recognize that the seasons are changing soon, and there are like 30 anime from fall that I still haven't covered, so I might just like blitz 10 of them. Just go full send. I'm not really sure. But you know, now that we're here, now that we're at the end, fellas, is it gay to date a woman?
ありがとうございます